Alright, everybody. Hello. And welcome to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I've never played one of these games before, but I've seen them played. And I've always thought that they were pretty cool looking. So I'm honestly really excited to hop into this and test it out and see what it's all about. If I'm not mistaken, these are basically visual novels, I believe. I could be very wrong though, so let's get into it. Episode 1, The First Turnabout. Play the first turnabout? Yeah. Ooh. Starting off very ominous. Gasp, gasp. Oh. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find... Oh, wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Okay, that cutscene was going way too fast. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Ooh. Oh boy, am I nervous. Right! Hiya, Chief. Phew, I'm glad I made it in time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your clients as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything is all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I'm afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you, man. I think I might have to choose a different voice for him. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Ooh. I like his name. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. That's fantastic. I love that. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd. Ooh.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecutor is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, hand shaking, eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few questions. Answer them clearly and concisely.
I'm pretty sure I messed that up. Please state
the name of the defendant in this case.
Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report over to cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait, uh-oh. No. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up for this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Oh, the victim. Of course. I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. I thought that said minigame. Look, the victim's name is listed in the wow. Look, the victim's name is listed in the wow, I did it twice. In the court record. Press tab to check it at any time, okay? I'm pressing it right now. Cindy.
Cindy Stone. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
Hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I feel relaxed, that's for sure. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. I was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get a chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey! Watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony!
Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped! She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever! What's it to you anyways?
Mr. Butts, what do you describe as generally what we mean by dumped? In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar? I gotta solidify on a name or a voice for Larry.
Yes, older men who gave her lots of money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah. Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Ugh.
Dude! Nick! What do you mean, irrelevant? That's Sheet and She-Dog! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I mean... Oh, God. Oh, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I don't like the moments when it auto speeds the text for me.
I can only read so fast.
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe. I did, and maybe I didn't. Yeah, I went there. I went.
Order.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would have liked to call a witness to can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne,
The prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct?
Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day of the murder.
I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing from the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right there.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at that time of murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, Some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Saywit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Now, Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
you may begin with your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal. What am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What lies? He wasn't lying. Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Open the court. Okay, tab. Okay. I'm gonna so screw this up. Crap. Oh, okay. I wasn't even in the goddamn thing.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing from the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment.
Oh, is this all that he said again? Okay.
That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Oh, I'm totally gonna screw this up. Okay. I have honestly no freaking clue. Uh-huh. Jeez. Why use a public phone? And being in the middle of nowhere in the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. What time did you call again? I don't understand what I'm supposed to get from this. That statement contradicts the evidence.
It does? I don't see any contradictory.
Okay. That statement contradicts the evidence.
It does?
Wait, really? Why was he going around selling subscriptions if... You found the body at 1 p.m.? Oh, I'm so dumb. Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find it hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy report notes that the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Hell,
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find it hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, hold on. Well, it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the taped program.
Wasn't there a blackout? I'm pretty sure there was a blackout. I don't think so. There was a blackout. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said that there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Well...
The defense has a point.
Do you have any explanation for this? No, I found it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember!
The court would prefer to hear the accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
That, and you see... distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It, must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well. Let's hear your testimony one more time.
Actually, I didn't hear it. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there?
Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to kill the victim. That must have been where I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it.
The defense may cross-examine the witness. Hearing the time. Okay. if she was in Paris the day before and had her clock with her, wouldn't the clock still be in... I got it wrong. Okay, I messed up, I guess. I screwed up. That's enough. The court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Ugh. Wow, I am shit at this game. Alright, I will see you once I get back to where that was. Alright, be right back. And we're back. Okay. Well, if this is how this has gone this far... Wow. If this is how this has gone this far into the game, I am in for a long road. Okay, what am I missing? Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Saiwit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may. Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. It doesn't look like a clock. I submitted as a statue, my apologies.
So the murder weapon was a clock.
Yes. The only way he could have known that the weapon was a clock is if he had it, if he is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was the clock because he... You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I was in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you're the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of The blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court.
Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
This is all baseless conjure.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard no, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Give him death.
Order in my court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor,
you claim that the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
the whole case is riding on this. I better think it carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply let's sound the clock now here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock?
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
So we heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. Try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove it, then you have no case. My characters' voices keep changing. That's why I don't like having the voice so many characters. Because I forget what character's voice is what.
Mr. Wright,
It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
You lawyers are all slime. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit.
Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
But Chief, it's over. I cannot prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes.
But that doesn't mean you can't stop that. That doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? That's a mouthful. Can you think of a reason as why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Maybe I can prove it. You must have the evidence somewhere that can prove it. Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see the evidence that proves why...
The victim had just returned from abroad before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. there the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or maybe, or should I say, Mr. Did It? Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ!
Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts,
Not guilty.
and with that, the court is adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of their house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I have seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief look so happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life is over!
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Whitney's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was... never mind. Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butt's innocent. Thanks.
I really owe you one.
I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey, here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her.
I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick.
Can you believe that? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool.
Don't that make you want to cry?
Larry. Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, I don't gotta sympathize with you. Don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What's that clock? This is the clock you made her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer.
Really? I am, thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little better. Miss, Wright? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts? Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometimes, maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon gonna be at the center of another incident. No! And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep? No! What is it? No! Don't tell me that means what I think it's gonna mean. Oh no! Oh. Well, I guess we'll find out next time. Oh. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot more fun than I thought it was gonna be. And honestly, I screwed up a lot. I definitely need to think about my choices a lot more going further. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure you leave a like down below so I know that you like to see more of this. And until next time, bye now.